Hello, Euro Ramblers. As promised, my short earlier, I'm now going to go into tonight's DMGP, or the Dansk Melodi Grand Prix 2026. And who spoke English? The Danish national final, basically. Before I start, though, please subscribe to my channel. As I say, I've just started. I'm trying to get up to at least 50 subscribers this month. So please, just if you do like what I do, please just subscribe. Anyway, let's get straight into it. I pop a like in as well, why not? Right, so Denmark in recent years has had a bit of a terrible time at Eurovision. They finally qualified for the final for the first time in a few years last year with Sissal. And she is back this year. And according to the bookie, she's going to sail through. But do I agree? Do you agree? Well, we're now going to have a look through all the entries and go through what we think, or I think, should I say, deserves to win, and who do I think will win. Right, there's no particular order to this. I've actually got a Spotify playlist in front of me, so I'm going to go the order of this. So my first song I'm going to listen to on my old headphones, so you'll see my instant reaction. I have had a little listen to these before, so it's not instant reaction, but just to remind myself, is Emil Otto with Copenhagen Noir. Let's have a thing. Listen. First thing first, when it starts, I think James Bond. Don't know why. Or detective type thing. It's clearly quite a sophisticated entry, I think, compared to a lot of them. I'm just going to fast forward a bit. Right. Okay. I've reminded myself pretty much of what that entry was like. So my thoughts on this one is actually, it's not a bad song. He's got a very interesting voice. I've got notes here. And I say it's probably, in my opinion, out of all of them, quite the most sophisticated of the finalists when it comes to the song. But I don't think it's going to have mass appeal. I think there's a niche market out there. I don't think it'll come last tonight, but I certainly don't think it'll come first. The Danish have quite often over the years gone for male singers singing on their own, with differing results, let's be honest. But I don't think this will be their entry tonight. What do you think? Yeah, let me know. Okay, next up is on my list is Death of Me by Erica Jane. Now, let's have a quick reminder of this one. It's got one heck of a bop. Great voice. Really, it's got a really good hook to it, actually. Yeah, like that. I do like that. Like I said, it was just quickly reminding myself. I'll go to my notes. So, Death of Me by Erica Jane. Right. I'm not going to say what my favourites are until the end, but you quite clearly think I like this one. I really like it. It's strong. I think it's one of these songs though. It will come down to performance. If she goes big on the performance, I actually think this has a chance. Yeah. I'm looking at a picture in front of me for it now. It tends to just seem a bit more, in my opinion, alternative to what we're getting. But it is a little bit different. It's hard to explain this one, to be honest with you, but I do love it, and I do think it'll come down to performance at the end of the day. And if she goes massive, and she hasn't going to have to go massive on this one to have any chance of winning, I think. But don't rule it out. Next one on my list is Lassie Scriver with Roaring Hearts. Again, quick reminder of it myself. This is what I would say Denmark has fallen for many years. It's the type of song that they would send. It's just a little bit dull. Nothing wrong with it. Great on the radio, background music. But unfortunately, that's all it's got going for it, I'm afraid. I think actually this will come last tonight. I don't see this one winning. Um, it's very generic. It's got a good voice, but literally doesn't go anywhere. It will be forgotten in an instant if it did get to Eurovision. But Denmark, you have had a habit of sending really, really middle of the road songs over the years. Don't make that mistake again. Anyway, now the next one actually I think is really interesting and very, very unique. And it's by Late Runner and it's called Can You Feel It? Now, straight away, I think 1980s as soon as this comes on. Now, I was born in 1984, so I don't really remember the era, but of course I've listened to a lot of the music then, and instant feel it's nostalgic, it's interesting, and it's definitely got a market out there for this sort of music. Of course, a few years ago when Denmark last sent their Danish language song, oh god, its name's just gone out of my head, but you'll remember it. That was also with a bit of an 80s vibe. So there is obviously a Danish market out there for this music. Will it win tonight? I don't think so, but I would never say no to a surprise with this one. Other thoughts on Can You Feel It by Late Runner is that it's rather, so it's unique. How would it do at Eurovision though? Again, I don't really know. I actually think it could qualify. Again, it depends on the what's up against it, but I don't think Denmark will send this tonight anyway. Again, I think it's got a market, but I don't think it's massive appeal enough to win over the voters tonight to get it through and over. Right, the next one. Now, this one I think stands out quite a bit compared to all the rest of the ones we got in it, and it's "Touch My Love and Die" by Mercure. Not sure. Any Danish guys out there or any Scandinavians? Obviously, slightly similar languages. That can tell me how you pronounce that. Would be great. Now, this again is a standout, and I think could do very well tonight because it's different to everything else in it. Right, just a quick reminder so I know what I'm talking about. Right, so Touch My Love and Die. First thing, when it comes on straight away, it's anthemic. It's got a lot of atmosphere, it's atmospheric, and again, it needs to go big on the performance. You know, smoke machines, ice. Go Scandi mad is what I'd say. Um, I actually think that really does stand out tonight because it is so different to everything else. And at the end of the day, if you want to do well in any of these contests, whether it's pre-selections or the Eurovision itself, you need to stand out. But will it? Sorry, I've still got it in the background here. And I love the chorus. You sort of just want to go sway along with it and then just go whoosh. Again, I'm a bit of an idiot. God knows. I'm going to get it all wrong tonight. I know I will. Anyway, swiftly moving on. Right, the next one is by Sander Sanchez and Two Spirits. When I listened to it before, I wasn't a big fan, I'll be honest with you, but let's see if my opinion's changed with a quick reminder. No. This is a song which we have heard so many times over the years. A decent, okay song, sort of relatively fast, okay voice. Reminds me a little bit of Norway of last year. And to be honest, you countless of other entries from last year. It doesn't stand out. Would it qualify in the night if it got through? It would be one of those plays that came 9th, 10th, 11th. I haven't really mentioned, of course, we've got to take into account that the juries are back in the semi-finals this year, which are going to make a big difference. So some of these songs, which I don't think would have qualified last year, could qualify this year. Because juries will take into account, whether you like them or not, song quality over performance sometimes. But I think this fails on both, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm not seeing a live performance yet, but I do not see this winning tonight. And in the event it did win, I don't think it would even qualify through to Eurovision. And I just have a feeling he's going to struggle live with this. I don't know why, just a gut feeling. But it's a bit meh. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Sander Sanchez. Hello next year. Right, okay, next on my list. We've only got two songs left. I'm going to leave Sisal till the end, because I've got a few things to say about that. But first, next one is the only Danish language song we've got in the national final year. So I'm going to try and say this as best I can. By Søren Toppegaard Lund. With For Vi Gar Fem. What does it mean? I've got no idea. Now, I love it when countries go in their native languages. I think that's what makes Eurovision more special. You know, I mean, obviously I'm from the United Kingdom. I'm sure many of my viewers are. And yeah, maybe from a selfish perspective, if everyone else sang in their own languages, it might make us stand out a bit more. But not for that reason, really. Actually, mainly for, it's just great. I mean, I actually think the Scandinavian languages are beautiful in the song. I think Gatte Ulvehim from Norway a couple of years ago was bloody amazing. Fucking amazing. I'm sorry, I swear. It was fucking amazing. How it did not do well that night, I do not know. But anyway, that's my anger over. But unfortunately, even though it's in Danish, I'd love to see a Danish language song go again. I cannot see this doing well. I think it's going to come sort of low down. I think it might battle with Lassie Scriver. Just quick reminder of it again, just to give a little bit more of a thought on it. It's a weak song. Doesn't really go anywhere. Shame that they can't they do a bit more with the Danish language on that one. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be anything in Danish going to Eurovision this year. Right, the one we've been waiting for, the bookies' favourite and arguably the fans' favourite, is Infinity by Sissal. Okay, the positives first. Sissal, obviously last year, broke the run of Danish non-qualifiers. And I must admit, even to my surprise, it qualified. I didn't see it qualified. Again, it wasn't a bad song. I just didn't think it really stood out. You know, it was a bit like a weak version of Euphoria. Sorry, Lorraine. It was a lot worse than your song, but it's the best I could compare it to. I think this song is better. I'll give it that. It is a bop. It is a fantastic bop. Sorry, I was going to move myself here. I'm going to move the play sign. And I think it starts really strongly. It's sort of anthemic, up in the air, and then straight into the. Do you want to go bop? Get the old box out. Yeah, you know what? Dad dancing all the way here. I'm in my 40s now. I'll get away with it. Now, it's better. It's similar in some ways to last year, but I have heard they've had a crack Swedish songwriting team behind it this year, which obviously makes it a lot more competitive. So, let's just assume this wins tonight, because everyone says it's going to win. On Eurovision World, it's 61% chance of winning. Bookie's favourite. You know, all the fans are loving it. Let's be honest, fans are never wrong. So do I think it'll win tonight? Yes, I do. Do I want it to win tonight? No, this is where the difference. No, I do not. I think the most deserving song tonight I want to listen to is Erika Jane, Death of Me. I think of all the songs on offer tonight, I actually think that's the one that's going to be best equipped for them to do well at Eurovision. Yeah, Sissal's got a massive Eurovision fan following. A lot of the Danish love her. We got through to Eurovision final last year. But we need to remember, fans, yes, we fill out the auditorium. It's all of us in there, flapping our flags. But guess what? 95% of the voting public across Europe do not give a shit who Sissal is. They don't know her, okay? So I don't think they should be going for her tonight. I think if they want to be sensible, go for that. Or Touch My Love and Die by Mercure, because I think that's got real potential. Again, my opinions may change tonight when I see these on live performances. But based on the audio that's been given, the audio clips, I generally think that them two are going to do better at Eurovision than Sissal with Infinity would. So, my prediction is still Sissal Infinity to win. Not because I think she deserves to, because I think she will do. But who I think deserves to win is Erika Jane or Mercure. I'm going to get this pronunciation right at some point. Anyway, thanks for listening this morning, guys. Bit rough and ready as ever, me and my ramblings. Pop your comments below. Let me know what you think. You're probably going to disagree with me. Oh, Europe normally does. My friends do. Well, most of them think I'm quite sad because I do this sort of shit. But anyway. And also subscribe. Come on, guys. Subscribe. Get me my numbers up. I want to be sharing my views to the world. And I want to hear what you think. Whether you like them or not. Right, so hit that subscribe button. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you later. Laters, guys.